Hi everyone, I am KJ Khurana. I am teaching Quant to students for last 18 years, especially for competitive exams. Students, in this video, I will analyze and discuss strategy for snap paper, especially keeping in mind Quant section. Students, let us take an overview of the snap paper. This is the exam pattern of snap 2013 and 2014. There were 40 questions of 1 mark each, aggregating to total 40 marks. Students, the name of the section is Quantitative, Data Interpretation and Data Sufficiency. So we'll discuss each of the three one by one. First comes the quantitative section. Student, as seen from the previous trends, the quantitative section is dominated by arithmetic questions. There are questions of percentage, questions on profit and loss, you can say average, simple interest, compound interest, ratio, all the basic topics of arithmetic. The nature, you can say difficulty level is easy, and in data interpretation there are usually one or two blocks. The one peculiar thing about data interpretation is that comes sometime in DI section, say quant section, or occur sometime in reasoning section. And the difficulty level is usually easy to moderate, and DI is usually on tables and simple pie chart. The question are based on basically DI and you can say pie chart and tabular data. And difficulty level of question is again easy to moderate. And one more thing, calculations are not there in snap paper, especially in data interpretation. You can say you can do the question by just elimination of choices. So you have to be very peculiar to read the data very carefully. And regarding data sufficiency, interestingly, the name is there in the heading, but it is more or less absent from last few years. So practically it is not there in 2013 and 2014. So what the students can do regarding data sufficiency? Students, we have to just prepare the basics in order to be safer in this section, particularly data sufficiency. So to just have a feel of the paper, we are having some questions on actual previous snap paper in quant section. I will solve few of them, and few of them are for your practice. Student, here comes the first question. Find the least positive integer which when divided by 2 gives remainder 1, when divided by 3 gives remainder 2, when divided by 4 gives remainder 3, and when divided by 5 gives remainder 4. What would be the integer? Student, a very simple question of LCM, you know, by dividing it by 2 gives remainder 1, 3 gives remainder 2, 4 gives remainder 3, 5 gives remainder 4. You can see the common difference is of 1. So you know the basic methodology of solving this question. You have to simply take the LCM 2, 3, 4, 5, which is 60 minus 1, that is 59 is the answer. So very simple question of LCM. Now we move on to the next question. Question number 2. How many numbers exist between 100 and 1000 which are divisible by 7? Again, very basic question of numbers. 100 by 7. The first multiple of 7, 7 14 the 98. So first multiple of 7 in the range is 7 into 15. And last multiple, you can check, 1000 by 7. It is 142. So 7 into 142. The difference is 142 minus 15. That is 127. And required number of number are 127 plus 1, that is 128, Hence, fourth option is the answer. So let's see how simple the question is. So you can attempt as many questions as there are just by skipping and scanning the questions. In how many ways can 21 books on literature and 19 books on nature be placed in a row on a shelf so that two books on nature may not be together? You can say it is one of the very important funda in permutation and combination, where we have to place something so that they may not be together. Just see how we solve it. We have to place 21 books on literature and 19 books on nature so that two books on nature may not be together. So in this, what we will do, we will place first 21 books on literature and 19 books somewhere between the places. So there will be 22 places. So we have to put in 22 places these 19 books. These can be placed in 22C 19 ways. So you can solve it like 22C3. So 22C3 or 22C19, you can say one and the same value. So 22C3 will be 3 into 2 into 1 and 22 into 21 into 20, 3 7 the, 2 10 the, so 22 into 7 into 10, that is 154 into 10, so 1540 is the answer. So this is one of the very important type of permutation and combination. Now we'll move on to the next question. The investment of A and B are in a business in the ratio 4:5. The period of their investment is in the ratio 9:8. Their profit will be in the ratio. Students, as you know, the profits are shared in the ratio of investment, and profit is taken as capital into time. So first investment is 4 into 9. You can say it's of A, and B's investment is 5 into 8. So it is 4 to the, so it is 9:10, and practically the first option is the answer. So students, you can see how simple questions are there in snap paper. We have to just revise the basics of arithmetic and all the other topics. Move on to the next question. These questions are based on the following pie chart, which shows the viewership of different knowledge-based channels in the month of December 2013. There are no overlaps in the viewership of channels. Students, you have to read the basic information very carefully. Move on to the questions. So these are the various channels, and this is in degrees: 35 degree for National Geographic, Discovery 100, Discovery Kit 75, History 25, Animal Planet 70, and TLC 55. Student, this is the question. During the given period, for how many channel is the viewership more than the 25% of the total viewership? Student, higher is the share in viewership, higher is its share in the central angle. And you know, the central angle is of 360 degree. In order to have viewership more than 25%, so the channel should have a share of more than 25%, that is 1/4, which comes out to be 90 degree. So the channel which will be having a share of more than 90 degree in the pie will have viewership more than 25%. So it is just a question of, you can say, visualization. You can see the more than 90 degree, the Discovery channel is there only. So it is the only channel that is having a viewership more than 25% of the total. Hence, the first option is the answer. That is the only one channel. So you can see, very simple question. As said, you have to just see the option and mark the answer. I move on to the second question of this data interpretation. If 70,000 people watched National Geographic on an average per day in December 2013, then how many more people watched Discovery than History? This is the important point. The difference of Discovery and History is to be found, and 70,000 people are shown for National Geography. So let us see the pie chart. So Geographic, National Geographic correspond to 35 degree. So 35 degree is given to be 70,000. It gives us the value of 1 degree, which will be nothing but 2000. Now the question asked is the difference between Discovery and History. So in degree terms, student, you can see it's of 100 minus 25, 75 degree. If 1 degree correspond to 2000, then 75 degree correspond to 1,50,000. So you can see 1,50,000. Yes, that is there in the options. Hence, third option is the answer. So this was the pie chart that occurred in the last year's SNAP paper. So we move on to the next question. The sum of the ages of mother and daughter is 42 years. Very simple question of ages. Students, you can do it yourself. Find the missing number in the series. So let us just try to solve it. The difference is of 3. 5 and 11, difference is of 6. 11 and 20, difference is of 9. 20 and 32, difference is of 12. 32 and 47, difference is of 15. So students, you can see the difference is of 3, 6, 9, 12, 15. So what should be the next difference? Yes, of course, it is of 18. You guessed it right. So 47 plus 18, so 65 is the answer. Let's go on to the next question. Again, this is of series. Here this time, this is a question on wrong number in the series. Find out the wrong number. We can start from anywhere. We will start from the end. It is 19 plus 7, 26 plus 9. Here 15. Now, students, can you guess the next difference? Of course, it should be of 11. So 35 plus 11 should be 46. But here it's given to be 47. Let us write it 46 and see whether the sequence is there. 35 and 46 will give us a difference of 41, and 46 and 59 will give us a difference of 13. Of course, the series is now correct. 59 plus 15, 74, 74 plus 70, 95. Student, we have found out the wrong number in the series. It is 47. Here in its place, it should be 46. So 47 is the wrong number in the series. Hence, first option is the answer. We move on to the next question. That is question number 10. This is a simple question of time and work. You can see, students, I wish you solve it yourself for your practice. Now comes the next question. This is again a question of alligation and mixture. Very simple. You have to just mix two things in order to get a desired ratio. So simply you have to do the basic concept of alligation. I hope you will solve it yourself. Again, simple question of HCM and LCM. I can give you the hint. The product of HCF and LCM is equal to the product of the numbers. Now you can solve it yourself. P is 81% of Q. What percentage of Q is P? Very simple question of percentage. This is again for your practice. Now next question. A number is increased by 20%, then it is reduced by 20%. The number, now finally. Very simple question. You know, when a number is increased by 20%, it becomes 1 by 2 of itself. When it is reduced by 20%, it becomes 0.8 of itself. So finally the number becomes 0.96 of itself, hence it decreases by 4%. Student, you can see how simple questions are there in SNAP paper. You have to just have the basic knowledge of arithmetic and basic fundamental and formula. The next question, very good question in which we have to find subsets of A with just two elements, one even and one odd. You can see there are three odd numbers. You have to select one odd number out of three even number. So 2, 4 and 6 are even, 1, 3, 5 odd. So 3 odd, 3 even. So 1 out of 3 odd and 1 out of 3 even will give us 3 into 3, 9 as the answer. Hence third option is the answer. Here comes the next question. Very simple question of logarithm. That is basic formula you can solve. Sum of two numbers is 15. Their product is 30. The sum of their reciprocals. X plus y 15. Xy 30. We have to find 1 by y plus 1 by x or 1 by x plus 1 by y. For that you have to just divide these two equations. If we divide these two, we get nothing but 1 by y plus 1 by x, which is nothing but 1 by 2. Hence third option is the answer. Question number 18. Smallest number which when divided by 12, 16, 18 gives 7 as remainder, you know. In this we have to just find the LCM and then add the 7 to the LCM, and LCM of 12, 16, 18 is 144. The desired number is 7 more than the LCM, that is 151. Hence third option is the answer. Now we move on to the next question. Very simple question. In this you have to just have the information of area of circle and area of square. I hope you can solve it yourself. This is again for your practice. Again very simple question of pipe and system. This is again for your practice. Just read it. In this we have to find how many hours more would it take for the system to be filled. Student, try it yourself. At last, but not the least, two questions of data interpretation from previous actual SNAP paper. Just read the information. Sectoral investment during 8th year plan is given. These two columns give us for 2008, and 6th plan and 7th plan are in column number 3 and column number 4. Student, it's very important to read the information properly in DI questions. First question is, which of the following sector has shown a steady increase in investment during last 3 plans? Student, one important thing is to be noted that the 4 options are given and none of these is not there. So we'll check for each of them one by one. The options were agriculture, communication, services and construction. So you can see agriculture. In agriculture, there is a decrease in 5th, 6th and 7th plan. So it cannot be the answer. We need not to check it for 8th plan. In construction, there is a decrease. It cannot be the answer. In services, again there is a decrease in 6th and 7th. It cannot be the answer. So 3 options are ruled out. So definitely 4th available option is the answer. Yes, there is an increase in 6th and 7th plan. So obviously this will be the answer. We need not to check it for the 8th plan because it is the only option left and none of this is not there. Hence communication is the answer. So second option is the answer. The last question, students. During the 8th plan period, in which sector the percentage share of public sector investment has been the highest? So student, we have to find it for the 8th plan and the percentage share is required. So you can see the percentage share will be maximum for the sector for which absolute value is maximum, of course. So as seen, 92,000 is maximum and it corresponds to electricity, gas and water. Hence second option is the answer. Student, These were few questions from Quant, DI and DS section from previous year's SNAP paper. I hope these will help you to solve actual SNAP, and there are the answers for all the questions we have solved in this presentation. These are for first 8, these are 9 to 15, and these are 16 to 22. So this was the analysis and strategy session for actual SNAP paper. Students, one thing is to be mentioned that since this section is on easier side, so you should maximize your attempt in order to get a overall maximum score in SNAP paper. Student, all the best. Thank you.